Okay, good morning, people. We are starting off where we left off. My name is Steve Fighter VP, and we are playing Total War Attila, Age of Charlemagne, with the Kingdom of Asturias on hard mode. We're starting off on turn 15. The date is 771 AD, and we're currently in autumn. When we left off, we finished everything we wanted to do for this turn. But to give it a little bit of a recap, we're moving our priest over to Saragossa, and our spy is currently over here as well. Now we're going to be using the region of Taifa of Saragossa to train up our priest and our spy. We want to get tracking unlocked, and then as soon as tracking is unlocked, we're going to send our spy back to our army, which is over here, and he's going to assimilate with them and just earn passive experience.
At your service.
Our priest, on the other hand, we want to train him up for the sole purpose of improving the spread of religion. This will help us greatly as the series progresses. Since we're fighting on the religious front with the Islamic states, which is the Emirate of Cordoba, and I do believe, the Taifa of Valencia. I think that's it for the Islamic states. Zaragoza and even Barcelona, I do believe, are Christian states. Now, downside to what everything is going on is we do have the Kingdom of Charlemagne encroaching on Barcelona and Zaragoza. What does that mean for us? Well, it means our borders are going to be shrinking. We want Charlemagne to focus up here, not down here. Because we want this entire space. Eventually, we will be turning into Spain. But we're not there yet. Next, we also want Bernardo to earn enough influence to put him into the Royal Protector. And that will give us +2 public order for all provinces. Integrity is nice, but it's not specifically needed.
Commander.
Speaking of influence, our current army is at questionable integrity. It is now finally earning points. So at 50, I do believe it is, it will change from questionable to devoted. We want it to be devoted. Now we can see integrity. The integrity of your army is affected by factors such as victory or defeat in battle, as well as the state of attrition and food and character effects. Low integrity can lead to poor performance in battle and even revolt. The last bit is what we don't want. We do not want our soldiers to revolt. That would be bad. Currently, our men are replenishing their numbers. Looks like it will be 3 turns for the lowest to replen fully. As far as diplomacy goes, we have trade agreements with almost everyone that we care about. We don't necessarily care about these guys because we will probably wage war with them eventually. But we're not there yet. Also, the projected income is only 93 talents or income. But we can certainly try to get them. But unfortunately, the likelihood of success is low. Even if we try to propose the offer, the likelihood of it succeeding is, well, low. In other words, it's not going to happen. Basically, until it reaches neutral 0, it's not going to change. I'm not sure if you heard that, but that was my dog. Wants attention. We'll get it eventually. And by eventually, I mean as soon as I finish recording this episode. Well, we've got everything done that we wanted to. We're building up our regions quite nicely. And what we need to do is spend money now. This will cost us 10 food, and we have 10 food. Now, the barracks will only give us recruits, but it will give us noble skirmishers. It will give us swordsmen for the garrison. We can then recruit armored swordsmen and ambushers. And you know what? I think we will go ahead and do that. What that'll do is we can then move our army eventually up to this region. Unfortunately, we don't have to move far. We just move it up to right here, if we so choose, to build up our army. Currently, we have just standard army. So, now, what we currently have is we have spearmen, 1 ambusher, skirmishers, which are javelin men, and cavalry, along with our general, who's also cavalry. Let's move on to the next turn. This is good. Taifa of Valencia, we have increased the attitude. Nothing else really changed. Now Valencia is right over here. We have 2,600 right now. The first thing we will do is we will disrupt the settlement. We have an 80% chance of success. And we got a critical success, which is fantastic. And we got to level up. We got exactly what we wanted. Actually, let me So, the first level unlocked, just scouting ahead. Target is own army. The second one, scout ahead into action, plus 10% movement range. We definitely want that. But his action points have been used up, so next turn we'll be able to move him over to our general silo here. Now our priest is going to slowly make his way over to this region.
I can assist you further.
And that's as far as he can go. Pop into diplomacy really quick just to see how everything is improving. And we've improved quite a lot. It was negative 15, and now we're at a positive 1. So Let's see if we can get a trade agreement. Look at that. Likelihood of success high. We got a new trade agreement. So now, each turn we're going to improve even further. Now eventually we will have to be at war with them because they are Islamic states, and that's just how it works between Christianity and Islam. Now, the Taifa of Barcelona really does not like the fact that we have a treaty with the Kingdom of Charlemagne, Duchy of Aquitaine, Emirate of Cordoba, or the Duchy of Gascony. But their attitude towards us is, in fact, improving. And that is primarily because we have treaties, dilemma events with the Taifa of Valencia. Now, we only really care about getting a trade agreement. We want more money. To improve that, we will do a... Oh, wow. So, we attempted to do a non-aggression pact. We failed, which honestly kind of expected with how hostile their attitude is towards us. That's all we can accomplish with diplomacy, more than likely. I mean, what we could do is we are very friendly with Kingdom of Charlemagne. We want to maintain that friendly aspect. The next step would be military access, because unfortunately, nothing else is going to be all that good. We'll never be able to have a puppet state with them, just because they're considerably more powerful than us, and they have no reason. Also, their strength ranking is 1. So yeah. And the Emirate of Cordoba, their strength ranking is 2. Our strength ranking is 14. We're pretty weak. Now, the strength ranking is a combination of your army sizes as well as your technology and settlements. Would you look at that? We are now at 0. It has stabilized. Eventually, that will start to improve. And eventually soon. And that is because the religious difference dropped from 7 to 6. And we no longer have immigrants coming in, or at least causing a negative flow. Now, we do finally have a growth surplus in this area of Braga, so we can go ahead and add that. So we have the market village, and we have production. But what else do we need? Well, we need something that provides food desperately. So we have fields. Fields do provide food. That's probably the only thing. Yeah, so we have to go with fields. We don't have a choice. In order to do anything, we need to have food production. Now, fortunately, we do have average fertility, base fertility of 5. That will help us greatly. As we increase our food production, the public order will also increase. Once this returns to neutral, the growth negative effect will turn to 0, and I'm hoping that the tax rate also goes to 0. But I'll be honest, I don't know if it will. Well, we can see here that Galicia has an indifferent populace. As this number increases, the populace will have a positive effect. We don't know what that effect is yet, though. But everything is different. So, what does that leave us? Well, we do also need to construct something here. We have farms building up, a second farm actually, and our food is currently at 17, but that should fix with the farm here. We do also have the fishing wharf, which we do want to upgrade. We might do that next turn, and because of that, we might hold off on anything. I think, well, I still know that the best course of action would be to get hospice, but we need a abbey or cathedral in order to get that happening. And an abbey is here, and it costs 4,000, but it also requires a lot of food, which we do not have. Now we can get it, but we'll be in the negative for food. Negative food reduces wealth and it increases negative public order, and we finally have +1. Now maybe we can get that going once we get this religious difference down to 0, which would be nice, and we will get there. But as you get closer to 100%, the change for next turn for your influence reduces. So now we're at 0.4% change for next turn. Even though they only have an influence of 1 and we have an influence of 15. So it's not proportionate, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. That is what this priest is for. Once he trains up and gets more in the way of levels, specifically with spreading religion, both here and here, hopefully we can get some cunning to go along with that. Just need 2 levels to get this to a neutral effect. Now we could also do any of the target foreign agents or foreign settlements, and we probably will eventually. But for now, we'll stick with what we got. So let's pop open faction. Our heir is at 15 now. So by the standard, he'll reach what we need him to be at in 5 turns. Now, what some of these illegitimate children are good for, as well, is to become a retainer. This will allow them to earn experience under whoever I put them under. So that way they can typically hold higher positions. But because with the Kingdom of Asturias, it only requires the rank of 1, we don't necessarily need to do that. However, if we want to train up someone to become a governor later, this would be a good idea. Currently we have the max number of governors, but we have 2 open slots. As soon as we are able to, we will put a governor somewhere. It'll probably be in Leon. With Marca Media, we're getting the religious difference taken care of. So overall, everything is looking good. Now, food is causing a negative effect. Minus 25% wealth from all buildings, and minus 1 public order. We can fix this next turn by building a field. It is a common factor with all of the settlements, you need food. Food means you can grow big armies and grow strong settlements. So we should have almost 4,000 gold next turn, which would be great. We can't really do any of the big things that we want to do, but we can still do a lot. And in 4 turns, we will get the archives unlocked. I still don't know what this does, but we can check, see what it's under. If you want to pause and read that, you're more than welcome to. I'll be honest, I don't want to. I'll just figure out what it goes to later on. We will go ahead and end our turn. We got a population surplus in Marcomedia, which is exactly what we wanted. We're going to develop that land, and the first thing we're going to do is we are going to get food. That's going to cost us 1,000 gold or talents. I do believe the money in this game is called talents. Next, we're going to disrupt the settlement, because actually no, we don't want to disrupt the settlement. I forgot. We got tracking. So we are actually going to move our spy all the way back to our army. We do not need him over there anymore. What we do need is to start training our priest. Now notice, the cost is 554. That is expensive. Succeeded his mission. Now, their public order was -2, now it's -5, or it increased to -7. Disrupt the population. Or encourage dissent. Reduces public order. If I get another point into here, it would reduce it by another 5. Which is worth it, but later. So let's go and see if we can upgrade anything. And it looks like because we don't have... Oh, never mind. Oh, right. We have this, but we want the Abbey. This is what we want first. But we do also have a population surplus. So I think what we do is we get a food market. We want to improve our food. We also want to improve we get a chapel, but I'll be honest, I'm not all that interested. Now, we do also want a cathedral. Which that doesn't make a cathedral. Church, Abbey. I don't know what makes a cathedral, to be honest. If I even have the ability, which I might not. Although it could very well be this. Well, it's Cathedral School, but I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's what it's talking about. We already found out that, yeah, That doesn't bring us a cathedral. Now we could do a wine market. 200 from commerce, but I think we will do the food market. We get +2 growth, plus 100 wealth from commerce, and then plus 25 food from commerce. Yeah, we're going to do that. So once this gets built up, we'll be able to use the population surplus in Leon. So in order to build up the next thing, you need to have the previous thing. So we used up all of our money, but we'll be getting 2,600 next turn. We are going to pop back into diplomacy here. Now we do have...
I am here then.
We're going to try this again. Okay, they rejected us again. We're not going to be able to get a trade agreement.
Do not wander in like a desert beggar.
It's low.
If you have something to say.
So the Duchy of Gascony is at war with Barcelona, Charlemagne, and Provence. Now we have not discovered Duchy of Provence yet, which I do believe should be somewhere over here, since this is Provence right here. So that's more than likely where they are. Now, what we could do is we could, and actually, you know, that's probably not a bad idea. We can't do it this turn, but I know you don't know what I'm talking about. We could raise a fleet. Yeah, we don't have sufficient funds to raise a fleet, but we could raise a fleet. Just a small one, just basically a scout. And we can move it around just to uncover all of the borders. Trying to figure out who's around. Could build up 2 separate fleets if we so choose. Do the same up here. Because the more regions we have uncovered, the more we will be able to enact trade agreements, which in turn improves our cash flow. But of course, that also raises everyone else's cash flow. So, it is a double-edged sword in this regard. Early on turn 17, we don't have anything. We don't have anything else we want to get done. Still waiting on him. Now, I don't like the fact that our current control is below 50%. So because of that, we are going to select Gather Support. Seek support from among the elite, thereby strengthening your control over the political situation. This will cost us 60 influence. This will put us below 200, which is fine. But that is plenty for what we want to get done. Now, if you notice, we don't get an option over here to use their influence. That is because they have to be within the royal family in order to use their influence. Now, what we could do is we could adopt. We could adopt one of them. And that would be something we do for the heir, or maybe for him as well. I don't know. It would be nice if the king had a son or daughter. I don't care which. But it's not that time yet. Let's move on to the next turn, shall we? Oh, before we do that. Okay, so we only had that. Got it. We got the political support we're looking for, plus 6%. So what would that actually get us? Well, that puts us at 46%. If we wanted to do it again, it would cost us 47 influence. And we can do that, but I think I'm going to wait a turn before doing that again. We do want that control to be at least 50%. Our Dominion did reduce down to 61%, but that's okay. If we get control up to 50% or above 50%, and then Dominion will improve over time, this will change. Now, I don't necessarily want the power to be respectable, but control is nice to have. I don't remember why it's good to have, but I know it is good to have it. Now, if we had any issues with loyalty amongst our people, we could use the secure loyalty function. Now, initially, it would cost, for Silo, for instance, it would cost us 25 influence. And then, usually, it will cost an additional 15 to 25 to secure that loyalty if something happened. So always make sure you have at a minimum of 50 influence before you decide to secure influence.
I am eager to serve. At your service.
We're going to disrupt the settlement again.
Have a price.
Dang. He failed, but it wasn't a critical failure, so he is still around. So we have to wait one turn for him. So next turn, regardless if we succeed or fail, he will gain a level. And we can put it into spread religion. Now that will be beneficial while the priest is over here training. That will raise the religion of this region. It's currently at 63% Christian. We do want this to improve. Now we could easily send our priest to all of our allies to hopefully improve their religion. And it looks like Kingdom of Charlemagne is about to wipe out the Duchy of Gascony, which sucks for us. Really don't want that to happen, but can't really do anything about it. Christianity is constantly improving over here. Religious difference is down to -8. We did get another level here. So we could do the farm. We have 2,500, but I think, pardon my little bit of a voice crack, I think what, and really only positives will come out of this. We'll get more growth. We don't get any squalor for the farm, which is nice. We get food from agriculture, food from fertility level, more food for fertility level, and then wealth, 225 additional wealth, and then plus 45 from agriculture per fertility level. There is no downside to doing that. Our treasury keeps on improving. So let's take a look at our ratings here. So until this improves to, I do believe it's somewhere between 40 and 50, we won't be able to get military access with Charlemagne. We don't necessarily need it, but it would be
I will give
handy.
a receptive ear
Now we
to your
do
words.
have it as moderate. We'll try it. But yeah, they don't want anything to do with us. Let's go
God
ahead
give
and
you wisdom,
try
so that you may speak well and persuade me of
with
your
Charlemagne.
cause. Be welcome.
They accepted it. So that is good news. That'll improve their attitude towards us dramatically. The
I
next
give you welcome.
one would
Let the
be
Lord God smile
defensive
upon our meeting,
alliance.
so that all may profit.
They're at war with Barcelona, Gascony, and Bavaria. And they actually have a puppet state for Provence. And their military ally is the Kingdom of Charlemagne. So let's see if we can get a defensive alliance. Now, the reason we want that is Charlemagne is about to take out the Duchy of Gascony. They are encroaching on our borders very rapidly. We do not want them to attack us. We want them to be our ally. Eventually, they will likely start attacking the Islamic states. So we want them to be our ally and help to do that. So let's propose an offer. Fantastic.
Your words are loaded with...
We are now defensive allies of the Kingdom of Charlemagne. That also unlocked a bunch of different areas. We can enact trade with these guys.
I give you welcome. Let the Lord God's...
We got trade with them. Kingdom of the Lombards. We should be able to
May
enact
God bless us
trade
both with skillful
with them as
tongues,
well.
that we may
They
speak our paths
have a
well,
lot of
and
stuff.
so reach agreement.
Marble, salt, cloth, olive oil, and wine. And it's a high success chance. We just got more trade. Let's move down. So Barcelona, we do want them, but unfortunately, Carlemon is probably going to annihilate them. And it's deteriorating with them. They don't like the fact that we have a treaty with Kingdom of Carlemon, and that's fine. I'll be honest, we don't care. Time of Sicily should be able to
Your people's reputation
get a
goes
trade with them
before
as
you.
well. Fantastic. So we got trade with almost every single area that we possibly can. Ooh, we can get one with Barcelona. Or, sorry, not Barcelona, Provence.
Be most welcome. Your words will find...
Fantastic. Duchy of Benevento. We should be able to get
The
trade
blessings
with
of the
them as
Lord
well.
upon you.
We can. That is fantastic. Look at all of those trade agreements. And we encountered a lot of different factions. And now, because of those trade agreements, our treasury next turn will be 3,200. Now, because I have a hard time keeping track of the turns throughout our play, we are currently at turn 18. Okay. There's not much more that we can accomplish. We do want to eventually move our army over to here. But if we move him out, we have -7 now. We definitely don't want that. We want this, the religious difference to go down to almost nothing. Since we have an increase of 7, the actual public order is going to improve dramatically over time. And because we have an encouraged populace, our growth is +1 and our tax rate is +2. So keep that in mind. When your population is happy, you get more people, and you get more money. And money makes things possible. Now, if we improved our army, which we will eventually do, that will increase our upkeep and reduce our total funding. So we're trying our best not to do that because we want to build our infrastructure first. And we will end our turn. Looks like we got a population surplus in Galicia. And we got a lot of construction built. Goodness. So we need a surplus of 4 to get the next area. I don't necessarily want to build the next farm just yet. But what I will do is we will support the army.
Always watching. We hunger for battle.
Now, this guy will passively earn experience over time. As he earns experience, we will go with cunning again, which will reduce the agent cost to -6. We will just start working on everything. Everything that provides a bonus. Next, still gotta train up our priest. And we got a critical failure. Our agent has utterly failed in his mission and has been wounded whilst trying to make good his escape. So, he will be out of the picture for a few turns. And that is really annoying. Because we need the priest to help with Braga. Now, when he does come back, he'll more than likely come back in Leon, and so he has to travel all the way back again, which is annoying. But cannot be helped. So, we have 3,600. Now we could do, I think we'll do the developed land here. I don't know what I want here yet, but we do want to have the land opened up. Now we can get more. I think we will do this. Our current food is at 64. This will also give us more wealth. And it will also increase our resource production of salt to 15 from 10. What that'll do is that will in turn improve our trade. So we will go ahead and do that. Next turn we can do the same with lumber. We already did that with one of these things. And we can also develop land here, and we will, but I'm not going to do anything with it yet. We got a food market. But I have nothing I want to build just yet. We do also want to raise forces, and we want to raise a fleet. Obviously not there. We want to raise a fleet. And there we go. We have raised a fleet. Now we could recruit units. We currently only have heavy bow ship, which are nice. And I think we will do, well, we can do one. We want to have at least 2. Our current Christianity is at 81.3. Next turn, we'll move it up to 82%. So we are getting there. We're very slowly getting there. We have one defensive ally, Kingdom of Charlemagne. And look at all these trade partners. It's because of all of those trade partners that we have this income. Let's go ahead and, well, let's take a peek at something real quick. Alright, let's end the turn.
The Lord is a stern general, and at his order, our armies must march in your lands for a while.
Okay, it looks like the Duchy of Pamplona would like military access from us. We will grant it. Yeah, we will grant it. This is fantastic news. We have bountiful harvest. +2 fertility in this province and +5 public order. It's in Braga. That is the region that we are struggling with. But now they are at +6. Religious difference reduced from 6 to 5. And this is slowly but surely increasing. And the total food is at 57 now, which is fantastic news. Morigato gained a rank, which is great. Let's go ahead and find him. So he is a general. So he needs general things. Could go with cunning, which reduces the upkeep cost of all units. Increases the melee defense by +9 and the maintenance cost of -6 if he's a governor, which he's not. But and then morale +4 and public order +2, yes. So we will get an additional level of cunning. We will get an additional level of authority. These are 2 very good skills to have. Now, zeal, as you can see, is also very handy. Missile damage, charge bonus, melee damage, very important. So we will go for that soon, but not quite yet. We do want to get everything else leveled up. We will more than likely get an additional level of cunning so that we can reduce the upkeep cost even further, as well as increase the melee defense further. So it goes up by 3, which is huge. At level 10, which probably will never happen, because it takes a lot of experience for that, upkeep cost would reduce to -14, which is giant, and melee defense would increase to 21, basically making it the commander's unit unkillable, more or less. Now, if you pair that with authority, That means their morale is so high, and the commander's aura is so large, that your units will probably almost never rout. I mean, sometimes it will, depending on the enemy's skills, but... And Zeal, level 10, is also huge. This just makes them really nice. But also the special ability cooldown rate going down by 25% is enormously helpful. But again, that will probably never happen. We have 3,700 talents. We do want to improve all of these, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now, we will take our ship over here. We are going to bring this guy all the way up here. We're going to discover all of this land. And the reason being is we want to enable trade with modern day Ireland, Scotland, and England. But you'll see that there are several different regions in that area. We do, however, have another technology, and we will go for the Palace Aristocracy. That'll take 7 turns. We did get the Archives. Again, have no idea what the Archives is. I don't know what tree it's under. Now we could go for more food. It also gives us more growth. That's actually really nice to have. Alternatively, I think we will go for the logging camp, though. Yeah, we'll go for the logging camp. That will reduce our money down to 966. But that's okay. And as we can see, our current turn is at 20. So we'll finish off everything we want to do in this turn. Let's take a look at diplomacy. So we cannot trade with the Duchy of Bavaria, which is unfortunate. Unfortunately, trade has to be by sea in this game, which is weird, but not the worst thing. We're never going to be able to trade with Barcelona, because our
I am here, then. Speak you.
Their attitude towards us is too low. There's really not much that we can accomplish. I suppose
I am eager to hear your embassy.
we could try to do a military alliance with the Kingdom of Charlemagne. Oh wow, they actually accepted. That's shocking. But that will improve our relations with the Kingdom of Charlemagne. So let's see if we can get military access now. They accepted that. So that further improves everything. Now, we need to get a higher attitude with them in order to get defensive alliance. Again, as stated with Kingdom of Carloman, the Kingdom of Charlemagne, we do desperately want to be allies with them. We do not want to be at war with them. Now we could also get an alliance started up with the Kingdom of Brittany, but I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to last very long. But I could be wrong. They could last the entire playthrough. We'll see. With any of the Total War games, every single playthrough is randomized, so you will never have a playthrough that is exactly the same. which is great. Love that fact. Alright, so this has been a fairly long video. A little bit longer than I intended. And I'm not very good at editing, so I probably won't edit anything out. But I'll get there eventually. But I do enjoy giving the live commentary. But we're at turn 20, so that'll do it for today's episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Bye.